Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us again for another video. Today, my girlfriend Jen and I will be watching Captain America Civil War. This one has been heavily requested. This is the very start of MCU Phase 3. I'm looking forward to going into this. I love this movie. How do you feel going into it?
I don't know anything about Civil War, but I do know that a tremendous amount of people have raved about it, are anxious to see it. I therefore am very anxious to see it. It kind of reminds me of the new season premiere for like my favorite TV show. Anxiety is so high just because I know it's gonna be big. So I want to know who all the players are. I want to know what the storyline is. I want to know who the villain is. I'm so excited. I know it's gonna be big.
Also, a huge thank you to my patrons, specifically my super patrons, my executive producer tier patrons, and my director tier patrons. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It's with your support that we're able to continue doing stuff like this, as well as other fun stuff like short films, which you can check out behind the scenes on Patreon right now. A lot of projects in the works, and if you want to be a part of it, check it out on Patreon.
Check the shirt.
I thought it was fitting for the Captain America. A lot of stuff was happening in the MCU world when this came out. We will talk about it. A lot of really big and significant things happened right before and right after this movie that I'm looking forward to getting into after. So make sure you stick around for our post discussion at the very end. All right, quick word from today's sponsor, then we'll get into the video. Special thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. They have topics ranging from illustration, design, video, photography, freelancing, and more. It's meant for people of any skill level from beginner to master, either wanting to learn a new skill from scratch or refine a skill they may already have. Members get unlimited access to thousands of classes with hands-on projects and feedback from a community of millions. Most classes are under 60 minutes with short lessons to fit any schedule. What's something you've really wanted to learn but haven't had the time or really the resources to do it? I get a lot of people asking me about making YouTube videos in general. There are tons of classes on Skillshare about that, from just general equipment to editing software to how to talk to the camera, and then finally publishing a finished project. For me, I've wanted to dabble into learning more about special effects. So I've been learning about Blender 3D through this course, Blender 3D, Your First 3D Character by Remington Markham. In the course, he just talks about designing a 3D character in Blender and how to animate it. The actual classes are short and easy to follow, and I'm learning a lot. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, which means there are no ads. And they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. The first 1,000 of my subscribers that click the link below in the description will get a free trial of the premium membership. Do something today that you couldn't do yesterday with short classes designed for real life. Supporting our sponsor helps support this channel, and I hope you go check them out.
That looks a lot like Green Goblin's chamber, by the way. I just now noticed that.
Who's Green Goblin?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Один. Грузовой вагон.
You guys know I can move things with my mind, right?
Looking over your shoulder needs to become second nature.
See that garbage truck? Take it. Give me a drink.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Get wrecked.
Sam?
Oh, you stink so badly.
He's here.
Boston.
Yeah.
Where are you going to meet us? I'm not. One of them has the payload. There you are, you son of a bitch.
Hey, it's our friend from Corridor Crew. Parkour.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Man, I bet those guys feel like chumps.
Thanks, Sam.
Don't thank me.
I'm not thinking that thing.
His name is Red Wing.
Jesus for dropping a building on my face.
Oh my goodness.
Get wrecked, dude. He was in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're Bucky, and you're coming with me.
Good for her.
Not so good for all of them.
Not at all.
Fire and rescue.
But, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Be nice, dear. He's been studying abroad.
Really? Which broad? What's her name?
Candace.
Isn't that cool?
Your father's flying us to the Bahamas for a little getaway.
We might have to make a quick stop.
He does miss you when you're not here.
they did a really good job at making him look really
Yeah.
young.
I love you, Dan. And I know you did the best you could.
That's how I wish it happened.
Binarily augmented retroframing, or BARF. God, I gotta work on that acronym. It doesn't change the fact that they never made it to the airport, or all the things I did to avoid processing my grief.
That took my breath away. Tony, so generous. So much money.
That was nice what you did for those young people.
They deserve it.
They say there's a correlation between generosity and guilt.
Are you blown up?
I'm right where I want to be. His name was Charlie Spencer. You murdered him in Sokovia. Who's going to avenge my son, Stark? He's dead.
Is Sokovia where Quicksilver died?
Yeah, it was an Age of Ultron.
What legal authority does an enhanced individual like Wanda Maximoff have to operate in Nigeria?
Phase, we talked about this.
Yes, but the door was open, so I assumed that... Thank you. I'll be right down. I'll use the door.
He was in the first Hulk movie.
People see you as heroes. There are some who would prefer the word vigilantes.
And what word would you use, Mr. Secretary?
How about dangerous? Ignore sovereign borders and inflict their will wherever they choose. New York. Washington, D.C. Sokovia. Lagos.
That's enough.
But I think we have a solution. The Sokovia Accords. The Avengers shall no longer be a private organization. Under the supervision of a United Nations panel.
The Avengers were formed to make the world a safer place.
Captain, do you know where Thor and Banner are? If I misplaced a couple of 30 megaton nukes, I bet there'd be consequences. Talk it over.
And if we come to a decision you don't like?
Then you retire.
Who are you? My name is Zemo. Mission report. December 16, 1991. Hail Hydra.
Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. Conflict
Leads to suffering.
Who's putting coffee grounds in the disposal? Am I running a bed and breakfast for biker gang? Oh, that's Charles Spencer, by the way. He decided to spend his summer building sustainable housing for the poor guests where
Oh, jeez.
he wanted to make a difference, I suppose. I mean, we won't know because we dropped a building on him while we were kicking ass. If we can't accept limitations, we're boundaryless. We're no better than the bad guys.
Tony, someone who said we're giving up. We are for not taking responsibility for our actions. This document just shifts the blame.
Sorry, that is dangerously arrogant. This is the United Nations.
But it's run by people with agendas, and agendas change. That's good.
That's what if there's somewhere we need to go and they don't let us? The safest hands are still our own.
Maybe Tony's right.
I'm sorry, did I just mishear you, or did you agree with me?
Oh, I want to take it back.
No, you can retract it. I win.
I have to.
Oh.
Is it Peggy?
Oh.
I would like to invite Sharon Carter to come up and say a few words.
So compromise where you can. But where you can't, don't. And if the whole world is telling you to move, plant yourself like a tree. Look them in the eye and say no. You move.
Good stuff.
I don't know. Kind of sounded like a
What? What did it sound like?
an asshole.
Just because it's the path of least resistance doesn't mean it's the wrong path. Staying together is more important than...
What are you doing?
They'll know. They know what it is.
Two people in a room can get more done
than 100. Unless you need to move a piano.
I am grateful to the Avengers for supporting this initiative. Peace.
Oh no.
Identified as James Buchanan Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
Oh.
I'm very sorry.
Death. It's not the end. It's more of a stepping off point. They lead you into the green veldt where you can run forever.
Sounds very peaceful.
My father thought so.
I am not my father. I'll kill him myself.
Look at those plums. They actually help your memory in real life. There's got a lot of stuff going on up there. Fun fact, plums are good brain food.
Do you know me? You're Steve. I read about you in a museum.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Buck.
It always ends in a fight.
5 seconds.
I'm not gonna kill anyone. Come on,
Nice.
Ooh, not today.
What? What? Is it like a Catman? Reminded me of Catwoman. He's got the like.
Come on, Catman. Yes. He's booking it. Look at Cat hijacking a car. Come on, Catman. It's the best thing I heard all day.
Right behind you.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. I'm out.
Oh my.
Stand down now. Congratulations, Cap. You're a criminal.
That was the sun.
Thought it might lift your spirits.
Oh, they're cute together.
Spirits lifted.
No one dislikes you, Wanda.
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. No involuntary response in their amygdala.
Are you?
My amygdala is synthetic, so.
I'm still me, I think. But that's not what everyone else sees.
Do you know, I don't know what this is.
Vision, are you not letting me leave?
That's just like Tony telling a woman what she can and can't do.
Right.
Dude shows up dressed like a cat. You don't want to know more?
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda.
Oh, okay.
So I ask you, as both warrior and king, how long do you think you can keep your
I mean, he
friends
made that
safe
suit
from
pretty
me?
quick.
There's a reason he had it.
Oh, poor Bucky.
Is Pepper here? I didn't see her.
Kind of.
Pregnant?
No, definitely not. We're taking a break.
Are they seriously broken up?
Then stopped. Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth. Son, we can make the last 24 hours legit.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but there would have to be safeguards.
Sure. It can be amended.
Wanda, what about Wanda?
She's fine. She's confined to the compound currently. Vision's keeping her company.
Oh, God, Tony. It's internment,
She's
Tony.
not
a U.S. citizen, and they don't
grant
visas to weapons of mass destruction.
Give me a break!
The receipt for your gear.
Bird costume? Come on.
Why would the task force release this photo to begin with?
Get the word out, involve as many eyes as we can.
7 billion people looking for the Winter Soldier.
You're saying someone framed him to find him. That doesn't guarantee that whoever framed him would get him. It guarantees that we would.
Yeah.
What's this? Poisonous?
Oh my God.
All right, come on, guys. Get me eyes on Barnes. J'avoue.
Stop.
Yeah, bien.
Soldats,
Mission report. December 16, 1991.
Who are you? What do you want?
To see an empire fall.
Got so many gadgets.
Why would you go hand to hand with the Winter Soldier, Tony? That's what happens.
I mean,
Oh, jeez.
You'll at least recognize me.
Oh. Meow. Show that bicep.
why are they always pulling each other out of the water? This was the bonus scene.
Yeah, and Ant-Man.
He wanted to know about Siberia.
Why would he need to know that?
Because I'm not the only Winter Soldier.
Dun dun dun.
Crap.
Turn out like you? Of course. Infiltrate, assassinate, destabilize. They can take a whole country down in one night. You'd never see them coming.
All due respect, you're not going to solve this with boys and bullets, Russ. You gotta let us bring him in.
And how would that end any differently than last time?
It'd be great if we had a Hulk right about now.
You really think he'd be on our side?
Hmm.
I have an idea.
Me too.
Where's yours?
Hey, mate. Ugh. This crazy car parked outside.
Oh, Mr. Parker.
I'm Peter.
Tony.
Like Peter Parker?
What are you doing here?
Peter Parker.
Matt.
What a
I
mind.
approved. So now we're in business. This walnut date loaf is exceptional.
Let me just stop you there.
Yeah.
Is this Grant, like, got money in?
It's pretty well funded.
Wow.
Look who
Wow.
you're talking to. As walnut date loaves go, that wasn't bad.
Definitely did not apply for your grant.
Nuh-uh. Me first. That's you, right?
No. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Look at you go. Wow, nice catch. 3,000 pounds, 40 miles an hour.
Because you know that's all fake. It's all done on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I...
Like those UFOs over Phoenix? You're the spiderling. Crime-fighting spider. You're Spider Boy?
Spider Boy.
Spider-Man.
Not in that onesie, you're not. Tensile strength is off the charts. Who manufactured that?
I did.
Can you even see in these?
Yes, I can't. I can't. They just kind of help me focus.
You're in dire need of an upgrade. I gotta know, what's your MO? What gets you out of that twin bed in the morning?
When you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you.
I'm gonna sit here so you move the leg.
That was actually impromptu. He forgot to move his leg for the scene.
I can't go to Germany.
Why?
God, homework.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. So better tell Aunt Hottie I'm taking you on a field trip.
Don't tell Aunt May.
Give me this.
Guess I should have knocked.
What are you doing here?
Disappointing my kids. Consider the consequences of your actions.
Okay, they're considered.
Okay, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
It's enough. Let him go.
Like she can manipulate the Mind Stone.
If you do this, they will never stop being afraid of you.
I can't control their fear. Only my own.
That's right, you go, girl.
I mean, I'm kind of with Vision on this, though.
Move, or you will be moved.
As entertaining as that could be.
You gave her the dirtiest look I've ever seen.
Can you move your seat up?
I owe you.
You know, he kind of tried to kill me.
Thank you, Sharon.
Definitely losing her job. Kind of gets around.
Really? Only two
And
women.
in the family, though.
That's true.
Like,
Well, Alabama's still part of America.
How about our other recruit? Had to put a little coffee in him, but he should be good. Come on.
I never thought I would say this, but it's Ant-Man!
Ant-Man.
I'm shaking your hand too long. Wow, this is awesome. You know, you too. You're great. We're evacuating the airport.
Start. Suit up.
Yes.
Oh no.
Wow, it's so weird how you run into people at the airport. Don't you think that's weird? Definitely weird.
Captain.
Captain.
Your Highness.
You know what's about to happen. Do you really want to punch your way out of this one?
Oh my god.
Captain?
Couldn't they do like a real suit on somebody?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep
I get
trying to
it.
keep you from tearing the Avengers apart.
All right, Lang.
Where's the spider
This
sense,
is
by the way?
yours, Captain America.
Oh, great.
Bonds is mine.
I can't believe this. Oh no, guys.
Move, Captain.
Ah, triple kick.
I really
Jeez.
don't want to hurt you.
What the hell is that? Give it now.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude.
I mean, this isn't helping their agenda either, though. You know?
Yeah, but it's sure good for TV.
Can't seem to miss. First time for everything.
Made you look.
Hey, buddy, I think you lost this. Those wings carbon fiber?
Is this stuff coming out of you?
That would explain the rigidity, flexibility.
Throw it at this.
Oh, come on! I thought it was a water truck.
Running with like all these guys.
Oh my gosh, this is too much. Oh my goodness.
I didn't kill your father.
Then why did you run?
The Wanda's saving everyone over here.
Yeah.
Spidey and Cap.
That thing does not obey the laws of physics at all.
Look, kid, there's a lot going on here that you don't understand.
Is he like supposed to be that young?
Yeah,
I'm good, Arrow guy. Let's go.
Arrow
Let's go.
guy.
Seems they could have like had somebody in
A real suit.
your Spider-Man's like outfit.
What Spider-Man outfit, sweetie? I don't have that.
Queens?
Brooklyn. Yeah.
You're gonna have to take this into the shop.
Oh no.
Who's
Your
speaking?
conscience. We need a diversion. Something big.
Woo!
Oh my goodness. Jesus.
I'm Clint.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, it's a Majin Buu move. Kid Buu.
Vision knows what's up.
Something just flew in me. Go. Guys, you ever seen that really old movie? Empire Strikes Back? You know that part? We're on the snow planet?
Does anyone have any orange slices?
Oh. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was scary.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oof.
Oh my god, is he dead?
Heartbeat detected. Emergency medical is on its way.
I don't know if I'm worth all this, Steve.
Mm.
I became distracted. I didn't think that was possible. Boy, it must be hard to shake the double agent thing, huh?
Are you incapable of letting go of your ego for one goddamn second?
Mm.
The fake doctor is actually Colonel Helmut Zemo. This is approximating the appearance of one James Buchanan Barnes.
He was framed.
That's straight out of X-Files. Oh, that's cool.
Some cool water sims.
Let's reboot the satellites. Start facial scanning for this Zemo guy.
You're lucky you're not in one of these cells.
Oh.
The futurist is here. He sees all. He knows what's best for you.
You gotta watch your back with this guy. There's a chance he's gonna break it.
Hank Pym always said you never can trust a Stark.
Who are you?
Come on, man.
Oh, I just knocked the A out of their AV. That is the fellow who's supposed to interrogate Barnes. I was wrong.
That's a first.
Not very often you hear Tony say he was wrong, though. Yeah, suit him up.
Yeah, look at that.
You betcha. You got it. You do it.
You're stealing my thunder.
Just like Thor.
Yeah. Where's he at?
We'll see.
That means he's coming.
Can't have been here more than a few hours. Long enough to wake him up.
You seem a little defensive. Ross has no idea I'm here. I'd like to keep it that way. It's good to see you, Tony. You too, Cap.
Manchurian candidate, you're killing me. There's a truce here. You can drop.
It's any comfort. They died in their sleep. Really think I wanted more of you?
Oh no.
I thought about nothing else for over a year. There's a bit of green in the blue of your eyes. How nice to find a flaw.
You lost someone.
I lost everyone.
Oof. Oof. Are you ready for the juice?
I know that road.
What is this?
His dad? Mom? Oh my gosh, I can't watch. Oh no. Winter Soldier killed Stark's parents? Oh my god, he's gonna lose it. Oh my god.
Did you know? Yes.
He just stirred the pot. I can't believe Cap lied to him.
Well, you wanted him to have an edge.
He's not gonna stop. Go. I remember all of it. This isn't gonna change what happened.
I don't care. He killed my mom.
Nah, jeez.
Oh my god.
Right out of the comic, right there.
I almost killed the wrong man. This is all you wanted. To see them rip each other apart.
Son was excited. He could see the Iron Man from the car window. When the dust cleared, it took me 2 days until I found their bodies. And the Avengers? They went home. If I could get them to kill each other. I'm sorry about your father.
Vengeance has consumed you. It's consuming them. I'm done letting it consume me.
That's right.
Justice will come soon enough.
Tell that to the dead.
The living are not done with you.
Oh, yeah.
This is heartbreaking to watch.
Oof.
He's my friend. So was I.
Oof.
Point.
I could do this all day.
Yes.
Oh no. They're gonna need some serious therapy.
That shield doesn't belong to you. You don't deserve it. My father made that shield.
Meals at 8 and 5. Toilet privileges twice a day. You step out of line, you deal with me. Please, step out of line. All that effort, you'll see it fail.
Did it?
Cup holder?
You may want to think about some AC down there. I signed because it was the right thing to do. And yeah, this sucks. This is, but it hasn't changed my mind.
Are you Tony's stank?
Yes, this is Tony Stank.
Tony, I'm glad you're back at the compound. I guess I thought by not telling you about your parents, I was sparing you, but hopefully one day you can understand. I wish we agreed on the accords.
There's been a breach at the raft prison.
Tony, we have a problem.
Please hold.
No, don't.
If you need us, if you need me, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Sure about this? I can't trust my own mind. Until they figure out how to get this stuff out of my head, I think going back under is the best thing.
Your friend and my father, they were both victims.
You know, if they find out he's here, they'll come for him.
Let them try.
Yeah, for sure.
Some guy. Steve. Steve? Oh, you don't know him. He's from Brooklyn.
Well, hope you got a few good licks in.
Yeah, I got quite a few in, actually. Thank you.
Okay, tough guy.
Can you shut the door?
So, a lot happened in this movie. Before we get into all the fine details of like who Black Panther is, why Spider-Man is showing up just now, where's he been the whole time, the Accords, Tony versus Steve, all that stuff. So what did you think overall?
Well, I really, really like this movie, but I have to say it was probably the most conflicting movie I've ever watched in my entire life.
Really?
I truly do understand why every single character sided with the team that they did. Like, they each believed that they were doing the right thing. And I truly do believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think that Cap was 100% wrong. I don't think Tony was 100% wrong. Let me point out that Cap definitely is not a square any longer. Somewhat of a badass because...
Good. I'm glad to hear you say that.
Well, it could be a positive or a negative. I mean, one thing that I did not like was seeing Cap's character. I don't believe that he would, I mean, look what happened to Rhodey. I don't feel like Cap's character would have allowed a situation where he knew that was possible, or even worse. That was the only thing that just did not flow right to me. Having a major battle, it was very possible that multiple people could have lost their lives. And these were friends of his, you know, just like Winter Soldier, you know, friends, people that he fought with. So I don't know if that went right or that flowed right to me. So far with Cap's character, I just don't ever think that he would allow that. And I do know that he was trying to do right like they all were. It makes me question if Bucky was not his friend, how he would have handled that situation. I know you say that it wasn't him that, you know, killed all these people. And I do agree. I really like Winter Soldier. He actually is probably my favorite character in this particular movie, even a little more than Iron Man.
You turned her against me!
So I really like his character, but I do question whether it was emotion-based, his decisions. Kind of goes against what I think Captain America is, especially from everybody else's feedback too, your feedback. That was my only complaint with it. It's not really a complaint, it's more of an observation. Overall, this movie, my anxiety was so high because seeing them battle each other and, you know, pull in Ant-Man and Catman, but I guess his name is Black Panther. It was nice to see all these little additions thrown in, but man, that fight scene where they are all just going at it, I was like, it was too much. It was just too much. I was very surprised about finding out that Winter Soldier killed Tony Stark's parents. Oh my gosh. That is like the juiciness of the juiciness. Like, you cannot get any more juicy than that. But I was very blown away to find out that Cap hid that information from him. And I know Holden is very much an advocate for, well, he was trying to protect him and he didn't want him to react.
And Cap also admitted that that was wrong. He thought he was trying to say, and so kind of like how whenever we see anything in the previous movies that I have to keep to myself and not tell you, because I've known this entire time that I knew the entire time that Winter Soldier killed Tony's parents. And there's that part where they're talking like in the other movies where Tony's like, you know, my parents died, and I'm just like, yeah, I know how, I know everything. So.
I mean, you could have told me that they died in a car accident, and I wouldn't have been like, oh, was it Captain?
Oh, please.
Was it Winter Soldier? That wouldn't have been my first thought at all.
I know, but I didn't spoil anything for you.
No, but I thought that was brilliant that they threw that in there. I felt bad for Cap. I also felt bad for Tony Stark. I mean, especially at the end, the fact that he said, hey, I made a mistake. Let me go help them out. And they still, I don't know. I felt like Cap kind of threw that in his face and was still like, well, Winter Soldier's my friend, you know?
Let's not forget that they were coming together, that Tony was like, I made a mistake. I'm gonna help you out. Don't tell him I'm here. We'll fix this. So everything was on the path to being corrected.
And then Tony Stark found out.
Right, but it was Zemo that initiated that and pushed that. So Tony was being manipulated by Zemo straight up. And it was pure.
And Cap wasn't.
Sure, of course he was. They both were. My point is that Zemo has probably been the most effective villain in the entire MCU, and he's just like a dude.
Yeah.
You know, so under different circumstances, the whole bringing about Winter Soldier killing Tony Stark's parents absolutely should have come to light, and they should have absolutely dealt with it. But literally, not even a few hours prior to this, they had this massive battle. Tony swallows his ego, which is such a hard thing for him to do, does it anyway, and then you add this on top of it, which just reinforces this feeling for Tony of like, this is why I don't, you know? And that was all manipulation by Zemo, so what a great villain, and unfortunately, our heroes let it happen, but this is the beginning of Phase 3. This is the start, so there's a lot more character development for both Tony and Steve to go through.
And I do recognize that. I did not forget that throughout the movie. I knew that Zemo was behind it, and I recognize that that occurs, you know, in real life. People playing off of your emotions, and those were his parents. And I understood why Cap reacted the way that he did. Do I think that it was right? No, I don't. I think that he absolutely should have told Stark, and I think that it was a big thing to react the way that he did. He kind of stood back and he said, you know what? And let's not forget, Tony is the one that has to answer for all this crap, too. Everything that's going on with the Avengers, he has to answer to, he has to get crap for. So when he steps back and says, you know what? All right, this has obviously blown out of proportion. Things went wrong. I obviously had a large part in that. Let me help out. Let me do the right thing. And he does that. I don't know. I felt like Cap could have dealt with that better. But again, it is so conflicting because every single time I think like he reacted that way because it's his parents and, you know, Cap was wrong. Every time I think that way, the other side of my brain is just like, well, you know, Cap was trying to do the right thing. He did it for this reason. So I really cannot say like Cap was wrong. I can't say Stark was wrong either. And I think that that is why I love this movie so much, because it boggles the brain. You cannot, you understand everybody's point of view and why they're doing the things that they're doing. I mean, we have Spider-Man in there, we have Ant-Man, who was hilarious. And I love the comedy. It was very like sprinkled throughout, but I absolutely loved it. It was great.
I agree with your point about Tony and Steve. There being this sort of ambiguity. There's not like a clear, this is obviously the right move,
Yeah.
this is obviously the right move. I think that the right move is somewhere in the middle. I agree with Tony. I think that there should be some sort of oversight. They can't just have total unilateral control. I also agree with Steve. I think that giving all of their control over to the United Nations so that the United Nations makes the decisions for the team, I don't agree with that either. They were coming together and Steve was like, I'm about to sign. Tony said something along the lines of, these documents can be amended, you know, and fix it. I think that the actual accords themselves, I think that they could have appeased both sides. Given oversight, but not given total control would have been kind of that middle ground, I think. It was an all or nothing thing with the accords, which is why it pigeonholed both Tony and Steve. We need oversight, we're just gonna give control to the UN. I understand that you want to give us oversight, but you can't have full control. So it was a lose-lose really from the get-go. Their choices were garbage to start with.
If this was real life, we are giving them that duty, that right to make those decisions, not somebody else, you know, sitting in a boardroom. That's the beauty of the Avengers. They are the one making those tough decisions. And I think that Cap realizes, not even necessarily in the wrong hands, but anybody else's hands, that those hard decisions would not be made as effective. So I understand that point of view, but I definitely understand Tony Stark's point of view too. Like, and he saw that other point. Charles Spencer, he saw the effect of what they do. That made him realize, okay, you know what we're doing is good, but it's also having consequences that we may not realize. So it might be better if we have someone else oversee what we're doing. So again, it's like, those are both really, really good reasons to sign it and not sign it. So I completely understand why the movie is now called Civil War. It wasn't just face value, Cap versus Tony Stark. There was so many different layers to it. It was so much deeper than that. Honestly, my favorite arc of this movie is just the Winter Soldier. I really do love that character. I don't know if it's just because he's a good guy that was formerly a bad guy, but is deeply a good guy. Like, I don't know. I just really, really enjoy his character a lot. So he's probably my favorite in this movie, even above Iron Man.
A couple things. This movie came out around the same time that like the Batman versus Superman came out, where online there was a lot of talk about why are there never any consequences for any of these heroes, you know, and if this was real life, you know. So a few of the bigger superhero movies, Batman v Superman and this one, kind of tried to address that with the Sokovia Accords, showing the aftermath of these battles and stuff. I just thought that was interesting. They both happened around the same time. The other thing, I want to talk about Black Panther and Spider-Man, but what did you think about Black Panther?
Catman.
Uh-huh.
Jeez. I don't know what to think about him. I don't know anything about the character, but I do know that he has a movie or a couple movie or...
Yeah, his movie is
So I don't know a lot about it. I like that his character kind of seemed to be born out of vengeance almost, or at least that's the information that I have so far, to avenge his father. And then lo and behold, he's the one that like confronts Zemo, confronts Zemo, and it's like, I'm not gonna kill you. You know, like, I love that. He was interesting. I do feel like I need to see more of him to make an accurate opinion. And then Spider-Man, you know, I don't know if that actor was the best choice. I don't know. It could have been the presentation, but I just didn't feel like he was the greatest choice. And my biggest frustration with this movie, it's a small thing, but there was so many scenes where they could have had some guy in an actual like Spider-Man outfit. It looked like to me it was mostly CGI. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which was a little bit frustrating. I'm kind of like, well, when you are able to be real life and not have CGI or any special effects, well, I take that back. CGI, I mean, I feel like they could have, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Why not just have, for like those close-up shots, just the guy in the suit? Yeah, I agree.
Just give me something.
It's actually a big criticism a lot of people have for the Marvel movies from here on. There is like a heavy reliance on CGI, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
What about Black Panther? Was that?
It was a mix. Just Spider-Man was a mix too, but Black Panther was as well. But there were scenes where it was a legit suit, you know. when he's doing that triple kick thing with that was all CG. So the thing about Spider-Man in this, a couple years prior, there were the Amazing Spider-Man movies, 2012, 2014, with Andrew Garfield. And that was when Marvel was trying to work out a deal with Sony, who owns the film rights for Spider-Man. So all these Marvel movies, there's been no Spider-Man because even though Spider-Man is a Marvel property, the film rights belong to a separate studio. So Amazing Spider-Man is coming out. They did okay, but not to the expectation of what Sony wanted. When this was being made, near the tail end of production of this film, Sony and Marvel were able to strike a deal to work out something where Spider-Man could come into the universe. They got rid of Andrew Garfield, unfortunately or fortunately, however you feel about him, and brought in Tom Holland, which is the new actor. I agree with you. This Spider-Man is still growing on me, and he has some movies of his own where they focus more on his character. Still growing on me. I'm very much of the Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man I grew up with.
Oh, you know what? That may be why.
So, all that to say, the reason he was CG'd so much is that he wasn't really even in the original fight at the airport. That was kind of added later. There's shots even in the original trailer for this, partly to hide that he was going to be in it, but also partly because it wasn't finished yet, where they're showing scenes that happen in the movie that Spider-Man's not in at all because they hadn't added him yet. So a lot of that was added a little bit later. There was a real practical suit that Tom Holland wore on set. They CGI'd over the whole thing. I didn't like that either. I kind of prefer the real thing. He's also very, very young. He's like 15, I think, 15, maybe 16 in this. And there's strategic reasons for that too, so that he could kind of grow, you know. In the comics, Spider-Man becomes a leader of the Avengers later on anyway. So they're grooming him for that. He's still growing on me as Spider-Man, since Spider-Man is traditionally my favorite character. So I'm still working on it. But that's some of the reasons why he looks kind of very CG for the most part. But I think they made it work. I think it was great. It's such a double-edged sword being a Marvel fan and seeing Spider-Man with Iron Man and Captain America all together. In the comics, Spider-Man idolizes Captain America. So even though they weren't on the same team, still cool seeing them have this very brief conversation, you know, where Cap recognizes, you know, this is just a kid, it's a good kid, you know, and they had that moment of bonding where Peter's like, I'm from Queens, and he's like, I'm from Brooklyn, you know, so they're from the same town. That's all I'll go into now. There's a lot more development with Peter and Tony as the movies go along, but that's where we're at and why this movie was so significant in having Spider-Man in it at all.
I don't know, it may have been, I've only seen the first Spider-Man movie. So I'm very much, I stick with what is comfortable. I was very comfortable with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. So it may be that, I'm not sure. It just didn't seem like a good fit. But that's just me. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. Very emotional at times. Finding out about Stark's parents was the cherry on the whipped cream. It was mind-blowing. I mean, oh gosh. I can't even like imagine like topping that. Like what are you gonna do that is gonna top that? But let me point out, this is a perfect example of a movie that I love, okay? Because it kept me guessing. I had no idea what was gonna happen. It had good characters in it. I mean, even Black Widow surprised me by switching sides, you dirty little... We'll just leave it at that. I love her. I love...
So you didn't like her at Iron Man 2, so now you like her a lot now?
Listen, y'all, I am very capable of growth myself. If I do not like a character, I'm open to seeing them grow as a character and seeing them change. And I can change, you know, my likes, and I'm not incapable of like changing my opinion.
But remember, I have the foresight of all the movies, and so I remember when you said that in Iron Man 2, being like, you'll get there.
I do believe what I said was, I felt like she was just kind of like useless. Yeah. When I first came across her character, I was kind of like, well, what is she doing? Yeah. You know, but she has become, it's same thing with the Scarlet Witch. Yeah. They both were commanding in this movie. They took such an important role, each of them. And I don't think that the movie would have been the same without either of them. So I love the Scarlet Witch. I really would love to see more movies with her in it. And then I also like Black Widow. She is such a wild card for me. Just when you think that you figured her out, she pulls something else that you would have never thought of. Halfway through the movie, I was thinking like, Where's the Hulk? Where's Thor? So I don't know where they were at. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
I was hoping that they were gonna make an appearance, but I also feel like this movie and the characters that they had was sufficient enough, and it did the job.
From a production side, the idea of having Vision and Thor and Hulk, basically these huge juggernaut characters, in there with like Steve Rogers and in there with like Hawkeye.
Sparrow.
Yeah, Sparrow. I'm actually surprised they still had Vision be such a prominent part. Really, in world though, Hulk, the last we saw him, he was in the Quinjet flying away. That's the last we've seen of him. And Thor is busy doing something else, which we'll see later on as a reason he couldn't make it.
They had Winter Soldier and they had Cap. I feel like for that other side with Stark, Vision really was, I guess you can go second in command as far as like, no, this is right. This is what we need to do, because Vision was very steadfast on that. He was not about to let them try and do that. I do understand why they needed that type of supporting role. I want to do a rating because we always forget.
I've been remembering. As many people have pointed out, we forgot to rate Age of Ultron and we forgot to rate Ant-Man. So I'll give a quick rating for them. For me, Age of Ultron is an 8 out of 10. If you wanna know why, go watch the video. Ant-Man for me was 7 out of 10.
Okay, so Age of Ultron, I really, really liked. I would also go with an 8. And Ant-Man, back it up. I'm gonna have to go with an 8.5.
Really? More than Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And then Civil War, I'm gonna have to go with a 9.
Yeah. I am comfortably in the 9 realm myself. This is 9 out of 10. And I know that it's gonna be hard to top the juiciness for you, but it will be topped. And not only will it be topped, it'll be topped a few times.
Let me put it in perspective. This was the juiciness of the juiciness. So in order to top that, we're gonna have to get to the juiciness of the juiciness of the juiciness, which is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, well, prepare for the juice. That's it. Comment down below letting us know what you thought of Captain America Civil War. We talked about a lot. If there's something we did not talk about that you wanted us to talk about, leave a comment and Jen and I will both go on there and we'll try and answer anything like that. Like this video if you enjoyed, helps the channel out a lot. Consider subscribing if you want to see more fun content like this. Also consider joining my Patreon to get early access to select videos like this one. Get your Square with an Edge t-shirt for those that rep Captain America. Even if you rep Tony Stark, get one as well. As always, Jen and I, we appreciate you watching. This was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to get to the end of Phase 3. I know you can't either. We appreciate you watching. Take care.
The fans were so right.